Morning. Morning.
Good to see you too.
Together. It is qualifying day. We are here in Monaco and we've got our two drivers with us. It's Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Good morning. Shall we stand or shall we sit? We'll sit. You're going to be sitting all day, boys. You sit down for a limit. This is not a bad way to do it. Home race. You've been picked up in a tender in
Strong package. However, we are not underestimating the fact that the others always find more pace coming qualifying. So we expect it to be a tight qualifying anyway. But it's been a positive first day. I mean, in Monaco, it's all about trying to build up until qualifying. Obviously, the walls are super close, so we are not allowed to do any mistakes. But that's what we like and what I particularly like.
Can I take one as well? Louis, can you sign my suit, please? Louis, please, my hand. Oh, my hand, Louis, please.
It's been a real pleasure watching you this weekend. It's great to see you pushing the car to the limit. Feels like you're Well, Lewis, it's been a real pleasure watching you this weekend. It's great to see you pushing the car to the limit. Feels like you're properly on it with the car around here.
Yeah, it's been well. Congrats to Kimi. Mega job. Having your first pole here is so special. And obviously we got such a great crowd here, so it's a beautiful day. Tough for us. I think we were looking so strong in practice. We barely changed anything, but the car was drastically different once we got to qualifying for some reason. So we have to take a deep dive into that. But I gave it absolutely everything. I was as close to the barriers as I could be, and you know what a privilege it is to be here, to be one of the 22 drivers in Formula One, getting to do this still, and yeah, I love every second of it.
Well, yeah, you've been doing it for a few years now.
Yeah.
And still
no grey hairs though, so I'm good.
Exactly. But it's just amazing to see, you know, pushing the limits of the car. Do you think this year is extremely tight in terms of the performance of everyone out on track? I've never seen a qualifying session like that in Formula One.
I think it is definitely very quick, close between us all. You saw, I mean, geez, I thought he almost maybe nearly had it, I don't know. And then Max put in a good time, and then Kimi, and I think it's great to see how close all the cars are. I think we lost something going into today, and that's what we need to try to figure out. But a big thank you to the guys back at the factory and the guys here. You know, we haven't added performance this weekend, but we're obviously there in the fight. But I'm really keen and looking forward to seeing what developments we bring in future.
Well, we'll all be looking at turn 1 tomorrow when the lights go out, so good luck.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
I believe this was your first top three here since 2019.
Really? Yeah.
So the last couple of races have been going really well. Does it feel like you're building some momentum, and that must give you a load of confidence for tomorrow?
Yeah, it definitely is. I feel like from here we just get stronger, and we're learning how to work really well together with my engineers and how we can pull more out of the car. So I think definitely lots of lessons taken from today, and I plan to be really leaning on these guys tomorrow.
Luis, ¿cómo ha sido esa última vuelta buscando todos los límites? ¿Te has divertido? Me he divertido muchísimo. Siempre es divertido en clasificación y siento que necesitamos más clasificaciones aquí. Hay tiempo de sobra en los fines de semana y más de una sesión de clasificación estaría guay, tener shootouts. No sé qué podrían hacer para que haya más adelantamientos en carrera, más paradas, neumáticos, no sé, no lo sé, pero estaría guay poder tener una variación mayor.
It was just exciting. Qualifying is always exciting here, but I think it was not what we expected, and the car wasn't where we had expected it to be through the weekend. It's been so good, and then we got to qualifying, it was just night and day difference. So, but I'm grateful that I was able to pull out a half decent lap at the end, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. But yeah, we just got to keep pushing.
Hi Lewis, how was it to be back out there at this incredible circuit, weaving your way around? I mean, it's insane to me.
It is the most incredible circuit to drive. And it's such a privilege to do it, not only in the Formula 1 car but in the Ferrari. It's pretty extreme.
I mean, certainly coming into the weekend, everyone was touting you as the favourites to put it on pole and hopefully convert that into a win. So, was the difference today just the fact that Kimi was able to hook it up under immense pressure?
I think when we were looking really strong all weekend, and we didn't really make hardly any changes overnight. But for some reason today in P3. We lost a little bit of performance. I think others took a step forward, particularly Mercedes, and they're very, very quick. Obviously, they did a great job. Kimi's done such a great job today, and Max put in a great lap. But our qualifying session wasn't smooth sailing. It wasn't like yesterday, where just one lap after the other we were banging good laps in. I was really far off in Q1, struggling with balance. Q2, still struggling with balance, and I had to make big changes through the session to try and get the car under control. So I think we ultimately took performance off the car through the session. We took a lot of wing out, and that's really a real surprise. But on one part, I'm happy, I'm okay with P3, but of course I wanted that P1. I wanted to be fighting for that win. But now all the tensions to tomorrow. See how we can get the best start we've ever had off the line, and see if we can apply the pressure to these guys.
Well, we all look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Lewis Hamilton in third place will be joining us very shortly. Max Verstappen was second and taking his fourth pole position and his first here in Monaco, our pole sitter, Kimi Antonelli. When it's so close, just 43 100ths off pole, can you visualize where you lost that time, just such a small amount? Good luck tomorrow. And Lewis, if we could come to you, very well done to you. You look like you've been enjoying yourself out there all weekend. You're 2/10 off pole. Was that the maximum from the car?
Yes, unfortunately. Today, big congrats to Kimi. We were looking really strong throughout the weekend, and it's always so much fun driving around this track. And I felt great in the car, and I think we made progress yesterday, and then coming into today, we took a bit of a step back. We lost some performance overnight, and then going into qualifying, the car was really in a bad place. So you see a Q1, I was like 7/10 down or something like that, and had to make huge adjustments to the wing in order to try and rebalance the car for some reason. So I'm not quite sure exactly what went wrong. We'll deep dive into it, but I think ultimately we lost the chance to fight for the front row going into quali with the balance that we ended up with. So it was a bit of a surprise, but I'm still grateful. I got everything I could out of it at the end with the balance that I had, and the car was on the edge. I was on the edge as much as I could be.
If you'd made different changes on Friday night, do you think pole position was in the capability of the car? It's just that you went the wrong way on setup?
I don't think we went the wrong way with setup. That's the thing. I think we're tiniest tweaks, you know, like a millimeter here, a millimeter there. So tiniest tweaks, but we really need to look into what switched, because the car was like completely different to what it was before, and I didn't have any rear end for some reason, which I'd had good balance most of the weekend. So yeah, I do think with the pace that we had yesterday, I think we could have been closer. You know, these guys really started putting out some amazing times at the end, so fair play to them, and you know, we'll push hard tomorrow. Hopefully we can keep up, and who knows, maybe we could have a really good start.
Lewis, final one from me. You've driven a lot of different cars here in Monaco. Just how much did you enjoy driving the 26 car today?
I think probably one of my least favorites of all the generations I've driven around here. Just the super light downforce. It really is like a step down of generation of car, like grip wise. Our pressures are super high. Even though we have 100 points or so less downforce this year, we have much higher. You know, back in the days we used to run like 16 psi, and now we're up at 28 or 26 or something crazy. Maybe here it's like 24. So it's very high, and ultimately mechanical grip is not what it used to be. And I remember when I was here in like 2007, 2008, there was so much more grip. It was even more fun back then. But it wasn't terrible. I still had fun. But I'm comparing all the generations. Maybe the 2020 was probably the best period for us grip-wise.
Because of grip, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. Please remember to give your name and publication. Who's first, please?
Fred Ferrer, l'équipe. Question to Kimi. How is the situation with your start? And another question for Max and Lewis. Do you have any advice for the poleman in Monaco for the start tomorrow?
Any advice, guys?
So when the lights go out, you wait 1 second, and then that's my advice.
Yeah.
One step behind, so 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Next one, please.
John over from the race. To Lewis, you said earlier the setup didn't change much overnight. What's your best guess about what made the difference from yesterday to today? Was tyre preparation? Was the track ramping up? Did that shift the car balance?
I really don't. I really don't know. I mean, all weekend, I think for us, apart from like wanting more downforce globally, I think when we arrived on Thursday, we saw other people with, you know, those guys with trick additions to their wing. We didn't have that, which was a little bit of a surprise. But as I said, our pace was looking good. In general, like to go quicker, we needed more front end. We got to qualifying and I had a lot of front end, and I had to take out like 10 holes of front wing for some reason. And so once I took out the 10 holes, the car was a little bit more reasonable. But by my last lap in Q3, but I needed that balance to start in Q1 and then build upon that, because it's all about confidence. I didn't have, it was completely gone in Q1, and then I was trying to pull back what I could. So I think I'm relatively happy with P3. Obviously, P1 is what I really wanted, and I really felt like the team deserved to finally get it. And I felt capable. You know, I'm in a really good place with the car. I'm in a really good place with the team. And, you know, you can see that I have decent pace still in me. There's no lacking of pace, which I'm really grateful and happy about, regardless of all the negative comments people have made over the times. So it's good. I just keep on putting the work in, and I'll keep showing up, and I'll keep delivering.
Thank you. Next one.
Christian Mehnert, motorsportmagazin.com. Question for Max, and if Lewis or Kimi want to touch on it as well, you're more than welcome. You were already talking about the chassis regulations here. Max, you haven't been the biggest fan of the engine regulation, but this qualifying here in Monaco? Was it the first time completely flat out? Did you enjoy it?
No more? Okay, next one.
GP block. Lewis and Max, you've won here, you've had multiple championships. Now you see Kimi accelerating here, a great lap. Do you see the real future champion in this guy if he does this?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yes, Graham Harris, Motorsport Monday. Question for all three of you. With the narrower cars and the fact that you can go flat out and you're not watching for batteries, do you think there might be a bit of overtaking during this Grand Prix?
All right, another one, please.
Phil Duncan, PA. Just one for Lewis. I was going to ask you, basically, if you think you can win tomorrow, but given the comments about the overtaking, it might be a bit difficult. But do you think you've got a chance to win the race tomorrow?
I mean, you know how these races go. It's very, very difficult. I don't think there's overtaking. I hope that we can get a really good start and maybe apply some pressure to the two, and we kind of need rain probably. But nothing's impossible. If you apply the pressure, it's going to be very hard to beat these two. You've got two great drivers who are in quick cars and have been very quick all weekend. So it's a shame this race is generally often such a procession in the sense of just that we're just often following each other, and car is always overheating, brakes are always overheating, just with the way the track is, and obviously we only have really like one stop because the tires are so hard and often go so far. So I hope there's a genius way of making this race even more fun from a driver's perspective and from a fan perspective, like in future. But I don't know. I'm going to still give it absolutely everything and try and hassle them as much as I can and try and force them into not making certain corners.
Thank you.
And he was